Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in today's video. I am super excited because today's video is going to be more like a chit chat, life update, and Q&A all in one. And I am going to be answering your questions that some of you guys asked me on Instagram about wedding planning. So I got engaged. For those of you who don't know or follow me on my socials, because when I got engaged, that's all I've been talking about. I just wanted to give you guys some tips and advice, and I want to start including more wedding planning content in my channel and on my blog to help those, because honestly, when I got engaged a couple months in, looking into the whole wedding planning, I was a little lost, and I want to give you some tips and advices on, how to just smoothly plan your wedding for a chill bride, because I'm a chill bride. So if you're a chill bride like me, then yeah, this video is for you. Anyways, enough rambling because there's a lot of questions to get through. Before I get into the Q&A portion of the video, I just wanted to give a quick little update. So I got engaged in last July, and our wedding is going to be in January. So we are officially, 2 days ago, we officially hit 8 months out of the wedding. And this is when I'm like, oh my gosh, it's getting close. We're down to single digits, no more 10 months or 11 months away. And it's been such a emotional roller coaster. And me and Calypso and I, we can't wait for this waiting period to be over. As much as we're trying to enjoy the wedding planning part, we really cannot wait to get married. So yeah, I am super excited. Also, I graduate in December this year. There's a whole lot of life changes that are gonna happen. We're planning to move out as soon as we get married. So this fall, we're gonna, start looking for places. And I'm an only child, so I've always lived with my parents, and it's gonna be a huge life-changing experience, but I'm just so excited for it. Yeah, just for a quick little update, now I want to get into the Q&A portion. The first question is, are you hiring a coordinator the day of? So I am having a coordinator, and this kind of answers, let me put these two questions together. Are you hiring a coordinator the day of? How are you staying organized? So those two questions, I have them together because I hired a wedding planner that will also do the day of coordinating. So that answers the other question, is how am I staying organized? With the help of my wedding planners, they sent me a timeline of a breakdown of each month, which I like. And it's like a checklist of making sure that I'm on task, like I'm on time with everything that needs to get done, because I cannot just have things piled onto me. I just won't get things done like that. Like I like, each month a checklist. Okay, get the guest list done, get this done. So it honestly has helped me so much. I'll leave their website down below. And then another way that I'm staying organized is with this book from The Knot, and this was a gift. This was a gift to me. So it's called The Knot Book of Wedding Lists. So basically, it's the same thing. I don't really write into it just in case I want to pass it down to someone else, but I do follow it a lot. And it's basically the same thing, a checklist, and it breaks it down into different chapters. So I highly recommend this book because it has a lot of details that I never thought of. It covers it, so that's that. Are there any helpful apps? To be honest, I am not a type of person that's like, I plan on my phone. Like, I'm just a writer. Like, I just like writing things out. I don't know, it's visually more appealing to me if I write things down and I can remember it. So I have my own separate journal where I write things down in my agenda. I use a lot of my agenda. I carry that everywhere with me. So honestly, just have your agenda handy, because that is the way that you'll be organized. Honestly, it's just keep it simple. All these apps and different websites, no, keep it simple. This is my recommendation. Have an agenda. It doesn't have to be specifically for your wedding, but just have an agenda and make a checklist. If you can't afford a wedding planner, make your own checklist, or buy a book like this and it has a checklist in it. But those two, just keep it simple and that'll keep you organized. So this is a good question. This is from my friend Anna. How are you dealing with people popping out of nowhere asking for invites? This honestly was probably one of the hardest things when I first got engaged. People were random people were like, I better be invited to the wedding, I better be invited to the wedding. And it's kind of a little overwhelming because I am not ashamed, we're not ashamed, but we are planning a wedding on a budget. Like when I say on a budget, like 10,000 is my budget. And if we're realistically 10 to 15 is like, wow, that's a lot. Because I really don't think it's necessary to spend thousands of dollars on a wedding for one night, to be honest. We're doing this mostly for our family and for the memory and pictures and stuff like that, but I really don't think it's necessary to spend that much money. So long story short is the way that I handle it, or how we've been handling it, is telling people it's an intimate, close family wedding, because it is. You're paying for dinner, you're paying everyone's dinner that night, and especially we're a young couple, we are trying to move out, we're still working on our credit, and we're still, paying off student debt. Like I'm still paying off my student loan. So it's not necessary to invite hundreds of people. My max is 100. And that's what my venue is a max 100. And even then we're very tight because we're both Hispanic and we both have, cousins and aunts and uncles. So it's a very hard thing to do, to, tell people where they come out of nowhere, they expect to be invited, which no one should really expect to be invited. It's kind of, I don't know, it's not appropriate. So to deal with it, I would just tell, if you are very strict with your amount of people, I would definitely tell people, hey, I'm sorry, we're planning an intimate, close family wedding, so we're not inviting a lot of friends. And they should respect that, because they can't expect you to pay for them. It is a heavy expense to pay for people, pay people's meals. That's what I've learned along the way. The food is the most expensive thing. So yeah, that's how I've been dealing with it. As much as I want to invite people, friends that have seen us grow up and have been there along the way, unfortunately, I don't have the budget to, and I want my family there. I want my close family there than anything else. Did you guys decide on a honeymoon destination? So for me, how my brain works is I need to get through the majority of the planning first before I can even think about the honeymoon. Because right now, me and Clixo, our main goal and priority is to move out. So before I look at honeymoon, I am definitely looking up places to live and to move into, because that is my priority. My full-on excitement is to live with him and to be with him every day. So our honeymoon is not the top of the list as much as other people's. If you have the budget to plan the wedding and the honeymoon at the same time, I don't right now, and I have to focus on the majority of the expenses first before I can even think about honeymoon destinations. What I want to do, which is pretty cool with the knot, I'm creating my own wedding website. It should go live by next month. I don't want to put it out too soon, but yeah, I believe it's next month. And with the knot on the wedding website, people can, do the wedding registry. They can log into the wedding registry through our website. And I'm going to include honeymoon gifts like flight tickets or hotels, or I'll figure it out, but I kind of want to include that in the registry. And it's pretty cool how the knot helps you plan your honeymoon, or like you can have your family or relatives or close ones plan it for you, which takes a little ease off, and you still have control over like the destination and where you want to go. So we have a couple of ideas in mind. It's definitely something tropical that we want to go to. We want to go to an island because we want to be able to relax. If I go somewhere like Europe or something, I want to explore. No, honeymoon, I want to just relax and just lay out in the sun, that type of thing. Is your fiance involved in the wedding planning process? So He's really not. Because we have, okay, because the wedding planners and I, we have that direct communication. I mean, they have his information if they need to reach out, but I've been doing the main communication, and he trusts me. He says it. He's like, I trust you. And I'm kind of more of a controlling person. So we balance each other out that way, because he pretty much, like, he trusts my taste and what my vision is. And I've showed him pictures, and honestly, he just wants to get married. He doesn't really care about the rest, like all the image and all that stuff. That's where I come into, where the flowers and the colors and all that stuff. So he pretty much puts that in my hands, and I don't mind at all, because it works better that way. Because if you have two people who put too much of their opinions, you're gonna bump heads. So it's better if like one person balances out the other. Like so he reminds me, hey, when is any payments coming up? Are we on time for certain things? Like, he keeps me on check for that. But for the other things, it's up to me, and it's been working out. What is the fashion for your bridesmaids? So the fashion for my bridesmaids is they're going to be all different dresses, which that's what I prefer. I love that look. I feel like it's a little old-fashioned if all the bridesmaids have the same dress. So I want the same colors for all the girls, which is going to be like blush tones. Want the same colors, but I want just, different details in each dress. And I want the dresses to be flowy and elegant and classy, but I want them to look like angels, if that makes sense. Like, I have a vision in my head, and I want them to just, glide down the aisle, if that makes sense. I want all of the hairs to be different as well. Very loose waves, some with braids, some without braids. One's gonna be updo. Like, I have it all in my head, and I just want to like highlight each of their beauties in a different way, because everyone's different, and each dress is gonna fit differently for every girl, and I feel like it's not fair to have the same dress for all the girls. And the hairstyles as well. Some girls like their hair down, some girls like their hair up, or to show off certain things. So yeah, I want each of my bridesmaids to be unique and beautiful. So the next question is from my hairstylist. So she's asking, where and how did you start planning? I started planning, I want to say 2 months in being engaged, because I think the first week I was getting so excited. I was already looking things up and talking, and I think I overwhelmed Calixto and I overwhelmed myself, and we just stepped back a little and just enjoyed the time that we had together. Once we got the engagement party out of the way, that's when we really started planning. Are you and your fiance agreeing or disagreeing? Like I mentioned before, we are agreeing. I think at first it was a little bit of a, like, not rocky, but at first we did have our disagreements on the guest count was a huge thing, and then we had issues with the venue, but that's not really disagreeing, because it wasn't really our fault or no one's, like, it was just a situation that happened, and I just was feeling stressed, and I was like, at one point I was calling him crying, and I was like, let's just get married at the court. Like, Calixto would so get married at the court and he would be happy, but me on the other hand, I'm like, I don't know if I want that. Like, I was scared if I was gonna regret it. So, and then her next question was, are you a Bridezilla yet, or does mom take the award for that? She does the hair for my mom and I, so she knows my mom. And I'm not a Bridezilla. Like how I said before, I'm pretty chill. I'm actually surprising myself. I am more chill than I expected. I think when situations that I can't control come up, I get a little frustrated, and then I've had to learn to just put my faith in God, and everything will work itself out, and it has to this point, honestly. And yeah, I don't think I'm a Bridezilla. I think I'm gonna be a little bit more stressed out once this summer ends, because after the summer, time just goes by. So it's always every year for the end of the year for the both of us, birthdays, holidays, everything happens so quickly. So I feel like I'm gonna be more stressed during the end of this year, especially since I'm graduating. So I'm not a Bridezilla yet, and I really hope I'm not. I really want to stay being a chill bride. When will I start the trial hairstyles? Yes, She's gonna be doing my hair, and I am excited because I wanna probably experiment 3 hairstyles that I have in mind. So yeah, I'm excited to try that out. Getting married, next question. Are you getting married in a church? Will it be traditional? So we are not getting married in a church, and if people see that as being traditional, then I guess we're not doing things traditionally. We don't see it as if we don't get married in our church, then our marriage isn't blessed by God, or God's spirit won't be around us that day. We both feel like God's presence is surrounding us if we have him in our hearts. You know what I mean? So I feel like, and getting married honestly in a church is expensive. To do it's expensive from doing it in a church and going to another area for the reception. So we had to take that into account. We're doing things a little bit not traditional, whereas the officiant it's gonna be someone very close to us and very special to us, someone whose marriage we look up to and has similar beliefs that we do. So I don't want to say who it is yet. Post this and then they watch for some reason, and yeah. Having a buffet style or getting everyone served. So we are having a buffet style because it's just easier, and for those of you who are planning to have a wedding, you will encounter the prices of these catering companies, and it's expensive. It's honestly one of the biggest factors in why I've turned down certain venues. I've been to so many venues that are beautiful, or researched or contacted them, but it's the catering price, the catering packages and what they offer. That is what makes me say no, and that's what raises my budget to a couple of thousands of dollars. It's ridiculous, the catering here. So yeah, I wish I could have what we wanted, what Calypso and I wanted, and what the wedding planners thought was a cool idea was to have food stations. And Calypso and I are we're vegetarians, or he's vegan, so we wanted a vegan station, we wanted a Mexican station, we wanted this, we wanted that, a guac, like guac and tacos is all we eat, so we wanted that. We wanted to include that in our wedding, but reality is a lot of these venues do not allow you to bring in your own food. They don't allow you to do this creative things that you see on movies and Pinterest. We're sticking to a buffet style, and it's gonna be old-fashioned wedding food, but it is what it is because your girl's on a budget and you kind of have to prioritize where you're putting your money into. Next question. Are you nervous? It was so funny because a couple days ago, Calypso and I were like, oh my god, it's 8 months away. And we were just talking about how it's 9 months away, and now it's 8. And it's like, time is going by so fast. And we both were like, I don't know why we're nervous. And we started laughing because we've been together for almost 11 years, since we were children. So it's like, why are we nervous? I think we're just nervous because it's an exciting nervous. It's not like, oh, I'm scared. It's more of an excitement, like this is new to us, and this is like, we're entering this new chapter in our relationship. Babies after. So we definitely want to enjoy the time that we have together, but I honestly cannot wait to be a mom. So as much as we want to plan, it's just up to God, his will and his timing. Whatever he has planned for us, we're gonna go with it. If we have babies in 2 months in our marriage, hey, then maybe we were meant to have. I want to just go with the flow, but I definitely do want to take the time to enjoy it and really get to know each other on a deeper connection. Especially, it's gonna be our first time living with each other. We're gonna learn new things about each other. So yeah, I'm excited though. What is the most important aspect of your wedding day? The most important aspect is, and I got a little taste of it during the engagement party, is literally enjoying the moment. During the engagement party, I noticed that I was like, people were coming up to me, taking pictures, asking me questions. I had to put this here, and then we didn't have a photographer for the engagement party, so I was like grabbing my camera and all these things, and I did not like really, I don't know, towards the end I was like, all right, I'm done. I told people like that, I'm done. No pictures, no, I'm enjoying this. And I feel like I want to enjoy the day. I want to be with him and enjoy that moment with him. I want us to be relaxed and just have fun. And if we can, invest in any aspect of where it can just elevate all that stress off of us that day, then we'll spend our money on it, which is why we got a wedding planner. If it's in your budget, honestly, I'm so happy that God sent these girls to my life, because it wasn't in my budget and they came into my life, and we asked ourselves, do we really need to spend money on it? And we prioritized in a wedding planner, and I feel like it's 100% necessary, because I do not want, or at least a day of coordinator, because I do not want to stress about, I don't want people asking me questions the day. No, I don't want to. And we invested in a photographer because I don't want to worry, oh my God, did this person get a picture of this? No, I just don't want to worry. I want her to capture, we already have our photographer, but I want her to capture our moments, our candid moments, our in the moment moments, if that makes sense. But yeah, the most important aspect is to be stress-free. What has been the most pricey? Okay, so what has been the most pricey? I've already touched on this, which is, for me, catering. Catering has been the most priciest. Are you planning it yourself or with a wedding planner? I have a wedding planner. Will it be in Orlando? It is in Orlando. I don't want to give any specifics just for privacy reasons. How has it been scouting for venues and locations if it'll be here in Orlando? When we first did get engaged, we went to the first venue, which was around like August or September, I don't remember. Anyways, that's long story short, fast forward time, the first venue that we visited is actually the first venue that we the venue that we ended up choosing, because they not renovated, but they spiced things up. They got owned by someone else, or they got bought out by someone, a different company. So when we went to revisit the location, I fell in love with it. So I'm really happy that they stepped up their game, because I really like the garden venue. Next question, where are you shopping for your wedding dresses? I already bought my wedding dress. I actually bought my wedding dress before I got my wedding venue, so it's everything that I wanted in a dress. I'm so excited. My fitting is in August, 2 more months. So excited. All right, are you and your fiance paying for the wedding yourselves? So we are trying not to budget other people's money into our wedding, but we are having help from my parents, and they have been very helpful. So we don't want to depend or assume that anyone's going to help us, but my parents are trying to help us. And in planning your wedding, who was the one person who was always there and helped you out with everything? If I had to name one person, it would be my fiance, because literally he's been there for everything. And if not him, then my wedding planners, honestly. And then if not my wedding planners, then my girls, my bridesmaids. So yeah, pretty much we're in the still early stages. The next couple of months is when it's going to be really heavy planning. Like this summer is all about wedding planning. But yeah, that is pretty much it. I do want to give a quick little advice, is that honestly just enjoy this time of your lives, and just enjoy your partner and this moment. And honestly, ever since we got engaged, we just want to be with each other 24/7. Probably my friends hate me by now, but honestly, it's been that way. Like, I've just put him as it should always be your partner as a priority, but honestly, like, we just want to be with each other all the time and just have fun with it is the most important part, and invest in the things that give you no stress. Thank you so much for everyone that sent me all your questions, and I hope that this Q&A helped any bride that is indecisive or confused, or just needs a little bit of a motivation and push, and motivation to get excited again and stop being stressed about the planning part, to just enjoy and embrace every moment of it. And yeah, so I can wrap this up. I keep saying this, but I just don't want to end the video. I can keep rambling, but we're just so excited, and we're so grateful, and we're so blessed, and I am extremely ready for this new chapter of my life. And yeah, I am gonna close this video out. Stay tuned for more wedding content, and to stay updated for sure is Instagram, and then secondly my blog. I'm also going to be posting our engagement pictures. I feel like it's perfect timing now, so I'm going to link that for you guys as well. And until next time, have a blessed day.